Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Element event. Today we got some duo scrims, and I am in the booth with my good friend OSK. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. Look how big my head is. It's got that big brain in there, and I'm ready for some color casting with my man Play Safe over here. It's been a while since we've been together on the casting desk, but I'm ready to cast some Spellbreak with you, buddy.
Also, I want to point your attention to the prediction poll. We've decided to try something out with these bets with the channel points. It does not look like we got very many believers in chat. It's currently 10 points to 13,000. So, it doesn't seem like the scales are weighted very evenly right now. We'll see if anybody pops in with some believing energy. But for now, OSK, nobody thinks that hat trick is going to happen.
I'll tell you what, I'm probably one of them. It was quite a surprise whenever Colt Levin, I think last week or the week before, actually did pull out the hat trick. I think it was the first time we saw something like that happen in scrims. So, it is a pretty safe bet to say no to the hat trick, but I won't put it out of the realm of possibility. It can happen, just not very likely.
To verify what a hat trick is that it is taking 3 wins, I believe, in a row. So it's very difficult. I think sometimes people think it's just 3 wins total out of the 6, but I believe you have to take them in a row, OSK. Am I right on that?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't a definition before, it's a definition for element scrims. But I'll look that up here. I'll be typing away. All right, I'm going to continue this definition game right here. Merriam-Webster. Definition number 3 of hat trick: series of 3 victories, successes, or related accomplishments. Series means in a row, so 3 victories in a row. I think we got that one. So hat trick, well defined in the element prediction rule book. So you can rest assured 3 in a row. Okay, hat trick. Just believe me. Listen and believe, guys. Looks like we have Hentai HD and Birdmain taking a bit of pressure here from what looks like the side of Westmar. And yeah, you just have Hentai trying to land these midair fireballs. Nothing really doing quite yet. They are a little bit of a slow traveling projectile, so really easy to sidestep and burn a rune to really make sure you avoid any damage. We have Hentai HD though going to dive right in, trying to land any sort of damage he can. Looks like he's just one shot off from finishing off his opponent here, but there's a lot of movement coming out from his opponent's kit. Very, very hard to pin him down. We'll see if we can land any of these midair fireballs. Looking for it, and there it is. It's your boy Ross will go down yet again so early on. We have his teammate here, Bambi, trying to kite, trying to get away from all this action, but it's not going to happen. Hentai is there. He is there with the fireballs, the midair talent, and you love to see it come out. We have 2 XLs already to Hentai and quite a bit of loot. They'll be looking pretty good going forward in today's event. Now, one thing I have to ask is, I know that there's a Cam Sucks in the community here, but I don't see him in our Discord. So is this Cam Sucks and someone else with his particular team that he likes to play with? That is the question here. Try to figure it out. I have nothing to go on, but Elpa Sucks. It's quite sus out here.
My initial thought was that it was Kamski and Cam Sucks with names that have Elpa at the start, but I could be totally wrong. I've definitely been trolled by people's usernames in scrims before, so I won't say anything for sure. We got G3 Chaos. Looks like he submitted to death there. He realized he was done for once he got caught in that tornado and stood still, waited for it to hit him. We see Elpa Sucks now walking over, trying to help out his team. Elpa Ski is just getting blasted off the side now. That should be Novon, I believe, but look at that. A bunch of damage coming out from that wind, and we will see him go down. That is Novon and Chaos falling in that 2v2. 15 people left. We'll see if Elpa Sucks and Elpa Ski, whoever they may be, can take this win.
I'll tell you what, though, if we start getting into the memes about how Elpa has so many different names and so many different personas here, this is going to get a little bit wild. But for right now, we have SYG AMV doing a good job of keeping the pressure off of his teammate here. Oxio trying to flee for his life away from this lightning. So difficult to do, but at the same time, he is doing a very, very good job of it, except for right now. It's apparently wonderful. Going to take him out here. Call it a caster's curse. Call it a little bit of bad luck. I don't know what you want to call it, but either way, Oxio is sitting this one out, walking on sunshine in that orb form. Gonna have to kite his way over. AMV, though, calling a lot of attention to himself here, throwing out the Toxic Slaps, charging up his Frost Lance, and now he's going to have 2 squads, one from the front, one from the back, just trying to collapse on his position. He is the lone man out here with no one to back him up. Thankfully, he does have a maze out here, so he will be able to do a little bit of kiting, but there is that opening over the top. Wonderful. Going to take out Oxio here, and Gigabyte looks like going to follow right over the top. So we have AMV and Oxio already out. We have Ilya eats crayon. Whether or not that's a true statement, I will have to find that out for you here later. Maybe a quick little interview after the scrims. We'll let you know in the Discord later. But for right now, we have Gigabyte trying to land this AoE, trying to make sure to close off this area of access. And it looks like he's doing a pretty good job of it. His opponent is to flesh, as you like to say. And now looking for the follow-up here, the spring step, able to get so much distance. And now look at this. It's got the knowledge as well. Trying to land these shots, doing a pretty good job of it, Blaze.
Yeah, that Spring Step rune, every time I see it come out in competitive, it just seems more and more effective. The low cooldown, the massive vertical distance you can cover when you have momentum. But now we see matches taking this 1v1. Don't know where the team is. Now it's a 2v1. He does need help from Casper, his teammate, but it doesn't look like he's anywhere to be seen. Match is just so low, and his teammate as well is getting blasted. This might be the end of this duo. Match is trying to just get a nice little hiding spot. He may have just pulled it off. Casper coming down to help him. What a play from Matches. No, he gets interrupted.
Yeah,
for a second, I thought he just totally beat his opponent onto that drop, but Ilya was too smart for it.
I will tell you what, though, Ilya almost just ate the dirt there. He almost got disrupted by Matches. Matches doing a good job of utilizing that outbreak skill that we see from Toxicologist. Actually landed a 71 damage Toxic Slat. So Ilya really playing with fire right there. A little bit ironic with the Toxic Slaps, but you know, he's gonna have to play this just a little bit more carefully next time, because man, that was close. Unfortunately, we did see a bit of a repeat of a situation from Casper and Matches, kind of the same thing that happened to Joshua and Otrix earlier on in game 1. A little bit of separation just spelled disaster for them, seems to be the case here. Hopefully we'll be able to see a bit of a different result here in game 3, but for right now, Ilya still eating that crayon, just crouching down, trying to keep it hidden, but we do have the spectator cam on him. Gigabyte here, trying to stay hidden as well. Really getting that third-person peeking advantage coming out here, just trying to see around this wall. I will say it's quite jarring. You see your friend just staring at this wall, but at the same time, they're able to get that camera angle right around. Reminds me of a few memes out there in the YouTube community. Nice fireball land against that giant target of Toxic Cloud. We will see if it amounts to anything. For right now, though, the zone will be closing in 17 seconds. They do have to cross that way, that little bit of fracture, to make sure that they are safe in that zone. This is where it starts to tick very heavily. You're going to see 30 damage ticks coming out. So hopefully they'll be able to rotate right around. We do see, oddly enough, we see Joshua and Otrix actually surviving until the final 7. We'll see if they can pull this one out as opposed to last match. It seems that they have been doing something right. Fortunately, Otrix going to eat what could only be an Ice Lance in the back there. Going to take a lot of damage to his shield. Joshua must be aware of that. He is kind of standing out in the open, though. So we will see if it amounts to anything. We'll see if he can land any sort of poke. He will have to close the distance, though, because that zone is closing, and his opponents are very close at hand.
Yeah, this is going to be a chaotic final circle. Look at all the high ground to work with as we see Joshua just getting low, taking a bit of lightning damage, looking for that reset. The Thirsty's going to help him out here, but just so much burst coming down onto him and his teammate. Joshua getting back up on this side, just has to burn his dash ring to get out of the storm. That is so unfortunate, as now he's going to have to wait on that cooldown, looking for the pot. Outrix is low, but still holding that high ground. Joshua now just doing what he can from the low ground, misses the crucial kill shot, and his opponent will break line of sight. Joshua just so close to 2 kills, but a small error on both will just prevent that final shot. Joshua's teammate Outrix will finish it off. This is a 6-player final circle. Should be a 2v2v2 OS game. We'll see who can take it.
This is where you want to try to find a bit of high ground, try to stay out of this fight as much as possible. Use that Frost offhand in your right hand there. You want to make sure to keep your distance. You want to make sure not to stay in the immediate action so that you can get an easy win. Beautiful snipe coming out from Josh, taking out Elpa Sucks. That'll be a disruption. We have Outrix down as well. Elpa Ski taking him out. So we have 1v1 right here. This is the final bit. Actually, it looks like Outrix is going to take out Elpa Ski, and Josh finishing it off onto Elpa Sucks. So it is Joshua versus 2 other opponents. We'll see who it is. I believe this will be Gigabyte and Ilya. Unfortunately, it looks like Josh is just gonna finish this one out here. He has 4 HP, a zone closing in, a hiding spot somehow. There's no way he gets out of this, right? There's no way. Gonna burst down his opponent, though. Got to watch out for that lightning strike, but a beautiful fireball from Gigabyte will take game number 2. Beautiful effort from Joshua, but it's not enough. Gigabyte and Ilya still eating that crayon will take game number 2.
You know, I've casted a lot of Spellbreak, but I'm seeing more and more teams as of late just play these rotations so well, just balancing aggro, trading who is the focus of the fight, as we see Lil Hustle get focused down quite quickly. Cozy just blows him up, and it looks like his teammate is going to be next to fall. Brimer's down to just 20 HP. He will go down, and that's Birdman getting the kill onto Brimer, whereas Cozy finished it on Lil Hustle. And Cozy having an amazing set of scrim games so far today, OSK.
Yeah, winning game number 1, and now with 4 exiles, much like Chaos there. Chaos, by the way, as I say that, picking up another exile in the kill feed, so having to have at least 5 at this point. We'll see who ends up being the king of this scrim game, as we have 4 exiles versus 5, potentially more on Chaos if I missed one. So we'll see just how this unfolds. Cozy, though, doing a pretty good job of keeping the pressure on his opponents here. Trying to look for this frost snipe that he is so known for. Keeping the fortitude intact, though, will help him out. Going to prevent any sort of big poke from any fireballs or stone or frost for that matter. So we'll see how this ends up. Going to get it quickly melted off, but quickly the reposition. The 58 looking for that extra little snipe. Going to finish it off with the toxic slap. So Birdman will go down. As his friend Hentai, though, going to have to back up just a little bit. It looks like we have a bit of pressure still trying to come out, trying to land that little bit of Dragonfire damage through the firewall. We'll see just if he can kite his way out of Cozy's range. It seems that is the case. Carousel going to finish off Birdman. So now we have Cozy, 5 exiles, Chaos probably with 5 as well. This is a pretty heated exchange between the two teams here. Very, very nice job from Colt 11 Cozy as well as G3 Chaos. So we'll see who ends up at the top of this exile count. Meanwhile, though, we have Joshua and Oddtrix doing a good job of holding down this wall outside of Halcyon. Still guarding this outside part of the zone. We'll see how they rotate out just in a minute. But for right now, being approached on very quickly. Both dashes are burned. The updraft coming out, though. We'll see if we can get this snipe going up. That dash cooldown is going to be coming online pretty quickly, though. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. Joshua, as I say that, landing a quick little snipe, but now the separation plays. He is going to have to find that extra angle, and it's a bit of a tough cookie to be able to rotate out the way he wants to.
Yeah, but he does have nice cover off to the side. He's not in a dire situation, but still going to play that forward game, running up as far as he can, looking for this high ground once again. You see the ping coming out, so they must be spotting another team rotating, but looks like Joshua's just going to feel comfortable taking the spots that he wants to, forcing players to rotate off of him instead of the other way around. So Joshua just looking at this little mana vault, seeing who may have popped it, getting a beautiful little hiding spot behind this rock. Let's see if he can get a peek, jumping over, but missing the shot just barely off the toes, and now they will know where he's at. So he's got to be careful with how hard he gets pushed. His teammate Outrix is off to the left side as well, doing a good job, and Joshua just stealing the loot, getting around like a thief and just taking what he can. Now starting this fight as well with all that armor, looking for the shot, doesn't quite get it to go, but OSK, a really good start to the fight, and a really high IQ play by Joshua to just swoop in and get the loot.
Joshua is actually the raccoon of the lobby. He just swoops in with his little hands and just swipes every little bit he can. You love to see it. It's quite funny to watch. But yeah, Joshua proven if you got the skill, you can go ahead and swipe it away. Looks like his opponent going to go down here. Valhalla going to take a little bit of damage, and then Autumn going to take the rest of it. Otrix and Joshua going to walk away with 2 exiles quickly there, barely losing anything for it and gaining all the damage and all the exiles. So you love to see it. Doing a good job of staying with each other this time. Doing a good job of rotating out into this zone yet again. Keeping the high ground covered here. Looks like we have a bit of a loading screen coming out from Novan. Unfortunate for one of our observers. Going to switch back on over to Joshua out here. Still looking at all the action in front of him. Still keeping this high ground. Not really wanting to draw too much attention to himself. As I say that, though, going to try to land a quick little snipe here. We'll see how exactly the gardening finishes out. He's going to get sniped at in return, though, so has to be careful with the return poke coming out. His head is still visible, so got to make sure that he's not peeking out too much here. He does have the jump shot in his kit. The immune going to come out. That is the fortitude coming out from his opponent. So Josh really laying out all the poke here. Unfortunately, the only poke he is able to land is that immune shot, but looking for some damage now. We'll see if he can land it.
It is heartbreaking when you land a nice snipe from a distance and then you just see the immunity get popped off fortitude. You think you landed that angle, and you did, but it wasn't quite enough through the talent. You just get that damage blocked right away. But now Joshua still staying cool, just working his way back over to this side, looking for more shots. But it's going to be hard here. They do have to get a little bit closer to the action if they want to have that angle to swoop in. But this is another advantageous spot, just looking out at another player who is forced to come into the circle. Joshua and his team Outrix could just stay steady and wait for him to come to them. And we'll see what happens here as they just reposition. 12 people left in the circle. Still a lot of players left, and this seems to be a trend in all the games we've seen so far today, is a packed final circle.
Absolutely. You know, they do a good job of keeping their distance for the most part. There's a lot of poke and Spellbreak now, especially. So you're not really seeing very much of close range engagements in the mid game. They kind of want to keep that distance. I say that, though. Autrix going out by himself, trying to take a little bit of damage to his opponent. But now Autrix is down. The same mistake that they made in game one. There is no adjustment there. Autrix going to get exiled for free, and Joshua having to pick up the slack this time. Unfortunate for him, because now he's out of shield, he's being poked out, there's no way for him to save Autrix. What a blunder coming out from Team RD. Man, I really wish that adjustment would have been made. I really wish that there was just a little bit better thinking going on in that team coordination. We'll see how Josh can adjust his play from now on, but for right now, just having to hide, having to make sure to keep out of sight, and just land as much poke as he can, because there's 12 total people in this final circle, and I don't think he's going to get to Autrix anytime soon.
Gotta say, I'm a big fan of limit testing in scrims, but there didn't seem to be any limit to test there. Outrix just running into the 1v2 and getting popped very quickly, but Joshua might be able to get the res here. They were body watching, and now Joshua just gets caught trying to run through to save his teammate. He's low, and these opponents have a great position on the side of this castle. We'll see what Joshua can do. He does know he only has about 20 seconds left to pick up his teammate, so he's got to work quickly.
Oh,
but
man.
Carousel and Hentai HD kept their eyes open, finishing off that kill very quickly. And this is actually Hentai on his own. His teammate Birdmain went down early, as we saw. With 10 people left, we'll see if Hentai can get a clutch moment here.
I think you're calling out the tragic part of that too. That's two separate squads that caught out each member of RD there. So if they stay together, they have so much of a better chance to find themselves in these final moments. Hentai, just the straggler, the other solo player, just able to call him out real easy, just from traveling inside the zone. So we'll see if Hentai can make any adjustments here. Try to make sure that he's not going to get caught out. Beautiful movement from the Vanishing Mist. I think that was a 3-miss combo. It's absolutely insane. But you see King Icebrain going to take himself out somehow. Elpaski, though, going to take out Hentai, finding himself floating out there. Elpaski, one of the members to actually get separated from his initial teammate from Cam Sucks. Unfortunately, going to find himself on the receiving end of Cozy's Frost Lance. So that will be a quick little exile for him. Looking at 6 so far. Beautiful one coming out as well, finding all the angles. Ilya eats Crayon, going to eat the dirt for right now. Has to be careful of Gigabyte, though. Has the lightning damage and also has the wind offhand as well. All that damage can just do... It's a lot of pressure to deal with, and lots of repeated pressure as well. Cozy going to have to really make his mechanics known, but it will be the Toxic Mist going to take that final engagement, courtesy of the wind off of Gigabyte, and that is win number 2 for Gigabyte and Ilya. That hat trick is looking more and more real as we go. I just want to go over some of our winners here, going up to game number 6 here. For game number 1, going to Cozy and his friend Carousel. We have Gigabyte and Ilya taking game number 2 and 3. Level Wonderful taking game number 4. And Gabe Pineapples and Dork taking game number 5. So it seems that the shorts have won. There is no hat trick here today. Everybody that put in their tiny little bit of reward for no hat trick today is feeling pretty good about their channel points. It is about time to end our Element Duo Scrims. It is about time to send off a lovely raid someone's way. Plays, what a great event it has been, and I'm glad to see you back with me here today.
I do want to give a quick thank you to our graphics team. All the beautiful graphics you see on the screen right now are courtesy of Nikolai, Jovan, and of course Jellied as well. All 3 of those gentlemen put in a ton of work for us on graphics, videos, and all sorts of the background stuff. Also a shout out to Strofo, Brett, Doc the Nut on the production. We have a great team here at Element, and we couldn't be as such an efficient unit. We couldn't have such great events without the viewers in chat. OSK, we saw an insane hype train. Some of the subs coming from the CEO of Proletariat himself. If that's not a good day of scrims, I don't know what is.